Hello everyone, thank you for joining me once more. So this is the year of oceans and sea life and all that kind of thing. So I thought it's about time I did something about that. I was also just recently reminded of the fact that we really have to do something about all the plastic we're throwing out and take care of our oceans so that they're not so choked up with plastic. And a new thing is the face masks. When you throw them away, the ear wires, snip them because they choke seabirds and sea animals. Just make sure they can't get caught in that. Anyway, on the theme of recycling, because a lot of us have now received our recycling bins, I thought we could recycle something useless into something useful. And because I was thinking of the oceans, I thought of making a piggy bank in the shape of a whale. See? That's where you put your money in. And it's not that hard to do. It's quite fun. It might take a while, I have to warn you. So, to make a piggy bank out of an old plastic bottle, what do we need? Well, here we go. I'm making noises again. We're going to need a plastic bottle to begin with. We're going to need some tissue paper in two colors. We're going to need my tissue paper I've cut up into bits. We're going to need some card. The same color as our tissue paper. I mean, you can turn this into a pink piggy bank if you want, but I thought a blue whale was kind of appropriate for my theme. So, we're going to need some card that we have to cut into shapes and strips. We're going to need a ruler, a brush, pencil, a very sharp knife. Moms and dads will have to help with this. Don't you go cutting your fingers off. I will be very sad. We're going to need a pair of scissors. If you've got these googly eyes, you can use them. I've got a page full of eyes that I've drawn that you can cut out and stick on for exactly this, well, for cheaper than this. Don't go buy eyes especially. We're going to need runny glue, quite a lot of it. We might need normal glue, maybe not. The runny glue might do it, and we're going to need some sticky tape. So, let me put all these things to one side, and then we will start with our demonstration. So, first of all, if we look at our plastic bottle, we can see my finished whale has got a round front. My plastic bottle is flat. So we need to turn that into a nose for our whale. We're also going to need a tail, and we're going to need two flukes, which is what we call the fins of a whale. So what have I done? I've used my card. I've cut some strips from it. And I've cut them a little bit shorter. I've measured them on my bottle. I also put my bottle down on a piece of paper, looked at the width of the neck of it, and then I drew a shape that would look like the tail fluke of a whale. You don't have to do this. You can just use a triangular piece of card if you wanted to, and we can attach that as a tail fluke. But in the event I got fancy, so it doesn't matter about the shape. So I have made a little start already. To get a round nose on my whale, I cut my strips of card and I stuck them on with sticky tape. So I'm just going to put the last one on. So that it curves over the top and completes the nose of the whale. So you can cut your strips any length you like, as long as it gives you the curve of the nose of your whale. If you now compare my two bottles, you can see it has made a difference. I've also cut out my tail fluke. I made a little slit in the middle so that it would bend around the bottle cap and fit like a tail. And if you can look closely, you can see I bent it forwards and backwards a little bit just to get the shape, a nice shape when you look at it from the side. And I've wrapped this in sticky tape, and I've cut out my flukes for my fins, and I've sticky taped them on too. The next thing I did was to cut my tissue paper into shapes that will stick on easily. So, what I have done, I have discovered, usually you would pour your glue out into a saucer where you can reach it easily with your brush or your applicator or even your fingers. It becomes very messy. Have a wet cloth to hand. So, I found out if I just squirted a little bit of glue on my plastic and I brushed it everywhere I want glue to be, just in increments, then I can pop my tissue paper on and it will stick down everywhere I want it to go. So just a dot of glue, spread it liberally. You can go over the outside of your tissue paper. Everywhere you need to stick your tissue paper, put a bit of glue. Be sure to have a messy mat to work on. You do not want to mess up mommy's table or the floor or wherever you're working, because there will be tears before bedtime. So you can see how I'm sticking everything down, and you can just stroke it with your applicator or your brush to be sure that everything sticks down. Now, you can only go so far before you have to stop a little bit to let the lower layers dry, because if you're going to work too wet, the tissue paper will crumple up and not stay where you want it to be. So do it in installments. Put your whale down in a dry place or a warm place, somewhere in a sunny spot, because we are having sunlight now, and it's just a shame not to use it. And so you will cover your whole whale with a tissue paper. You can even, as I have done, tissue paper over the flukes, because it makes them a bit stronger, and because they will support your whale to stand up while you're working on it. Now, I've just discovered I left out an important bit here. Just shows if you're in a hurry, you don't get far. Before you start gluing anything, you're going to need your very, very sharp knife. Mine would work with me. And you're going to have to slice the hole for your coins. The very first thing you do is you slice the hole for your coins, because otherwise, how are you going to get them in? You can glue the whole thing up and then slice the hole, but I think it might spoil your work. Either which way, the idea is to cover the whole of your whale in glue and in the tissue paper, and you can put as many layers on as you want. My whale is a little bit see-through because I only use 2 layers of tissue paper time. So, once you've got your whole whale covered over in your blue tissue paper, then you can glue on the eyes. Now, if you're using these googly eyes, they like to fall off. So you have to glue them severely with your runny glue and give them a time to stick. And then the last thing you're going to do is the spray on your whale. And how are we making that? Well, here we go. We have a strip of tissue paper and we snip it all along And once it's snipped, we roll it up in a tight spiral, and you roll it, and you roll it, and you roll it, and it fluffs out like this. And then you stick it on with a bit of sticky tape, and you can put some more glued on tissue paper over that to camouflage it, bend it into the shape you like, and once it's dry, you can start putting your pennies in there. I hope you have fun with this challenge, because you have to concentrate when you do it, but I think you will make a great success of it, and I would love to see pictures of what you have achieved with your plastic bottle coin bank, shall we call it, because if it's a piggy bank, it's got to look like a piggy, doesn't it? And if anybody wants to make a piggy, I would love to see that also. But this is a good way to reuse a plastic bottle, and it'll be a lovely birthday or Christmas gift to someone, and they will know how much you love them by the amount of time you've put into creating this gift. Do enjoy and let me know how you got along. Thank you, and bye-bye again.